here from ACAP. Welcome to Friday's update. So, obviously, we can't really move away from the US dollar with US employment data coming out tonight. This also could have effect on stock indices, and we think it's a pretty convenient timing because, up until really a day ago, the US dollar looked to be not down and out, but definitely under some pretty serious pressure. But as we spoke about earlier in the week with the Trade Zone week ahead report, a lot can change in a few days. And once again, a lot has changed in a few days. So we can see now just on the dollar index in front of us, we've seen two strong days. This is led by a continued hawkish tone from the Fed. I don't know if you saw some of the comments that came out overnight in the New York session, but it just continues to reaffirm their stance that they're going to be aggressive and they're going to raise rates. And they're not really thinking too much about potential damage or soft or hard landings. They're just going to do what they feel they have to do to keep inflation under control. There's also been a bit of push and shove this week between President Biden and OPEC after OPEC came out and said they're going to start slashing production to help boost the crude price. Now, the argument from President Biden against that is that's not going to help global inflation, which is an issue, and this is still on the back of global recession worries. So, central banks are trying to tame inflation, and with OPEC saying we're going to cut down production to push up oil prices to help our bottom line, that really doesn't do anything to help that cause, really, does it? But anyway, back to tonight's data, which is coming at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time, Standard Time. Sorry, that's New York local time, by the way. We're looking at 275,000 jobs expected to be added in September. We're looking at 3.74 unemployment percent and average earnings to come in at 0.3%. On the Canadian side, because this is a double header, we have Canadian and US data coming out tonight at that 8:30 a.m. time. We have Canadian unemployment expected at 5.4% and 19.5 thousand in employment change. So the real crust of this one is that if we get hotter or better or hotter data than expected, that could be not a very bad thing, but it could be a bad thing for risk, and it could be a good thing for the USD. So that will continue to worry traders that the Fed is going to see that as pushing the economy up, continuing to push the economy too strongly, and they're going to have to take continued actions in the form of interest rate rises to try and cool things down, because that could also show that inflation is still going a little bit too higher than what is expected. So that is the real crust of it tonight. If we get much stronger data, be looking for the dollar to potentially continue higher. We are seeing in front of us on the chart right now a nice bounce off that fast trend line. So we came back down here, had a nice little stall there, and we've had a nice move higher yesterday. So a push higher there. We'll just continue this trend. If we do see a big fail tonight, if the data came in much less than expected, maybe we're going to see the dollar come back down to potentially break that low yesterday, and even come back down to test that weekly low as well. We could even see a break below it, but that'd be a fair move in a single session. But anything's possible if the data does come in at a certain level. Now, we just want to quickly go over to the dollar CAD just before we finish. This one is going a little bit longer than normal, but I will try to wrap it up quickly. So the dollar CAD could be an interesting one tonight as well. And again, with oil prices, just that's another factor. But I think the key factor is going to be the USD. Regardless of what's been going on with OPEC, we have continued to see the USD just push its own race against the CAD, as it did against the other risk currencies overnight, and push higher. So again, if we do see some good data for the dollar, we would be looking for a potential test and maybe new highs for this year, if I'm correct. And if we are missing, we would look for the dollar CAD to potentially return back to some of our weekly lows. So do tune in this evening Australian time, or morning / afternoon EU and US time for the Canadian and US employment data. So we'll wrap this up now. So thanks very much for watching our latest update. We appreciate it. And next week, as usual, we will have our Trade Zone week ahead videos and guest presenters doing webinars during the mid of the week. And we wish you all a fantastic weekend. And if you are trading through tonight, please manage your risk as it can be volatile. And we wish you good trading for the rest of today. And enjoy your weekend, and bye for now.